Why are Jewish people not wilding?
Because we're fucking tired. Tired!
Now, we know that Elon Musk has been a great supporter of the current US administration, and he really put a lot of work and financial support for President Donald Trump to gain the victory that he got. However, during the inauguration ceremony that was conducted just a few days ago, there is a backlash that he has continued receiving because of a salute that he made. This salute is being construed to be anti-Semitic and that he is a Nazi or anti-Jews. So there are a lot of fallouts that have come out, and in fact, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel came out supporting Elon Musk and saying that Elon is a supporter of Jewish people. He even went to Israel and really talked about the issues affecting them and the war in Gaza. So there are a lot of things that are really happening. But what is the take of the Jewish community? Because you know that almost everybody has talked about how this salute made by Elon Musk was not necessary to be done. I want us to watch these clips and then come back and share our thoughts together.
Why are Jewish people not wilding with what Elon Musk did? Like, why are they not going off? Because that's direct. It's a direct. Right? Am I bugging? Why they not? Why they not turning up? Because the Holocaust. Why I know my For You page is mostly people that look like me. But I don't see no Jewish people talking about Mr. Musty. Why are Jewish people not wilding?
The average Jew with a big platform is a Zionist. And the average Zionist cares more about their colonial project than they do about their Jewishness. They will claim that they are Zionist because they're Jewish. They are Zionist because they have allowed their people's historical struggle to be manipulated into, ethnic nationalism and race supremacy. They don't care as long as it gets their end goal, which the sort of US military complex, the military complex that the US is under Trump, is what they want Israel to be. Because Trump's America and Zionists' Israel are the same thing. They will put their Jewishness aside when it gets them their ethnic supremacy.
Why are Jewish people not wilding?
I've been thinking about this all morning, and it's because they've been accepted into supremacy. At least the ADL thinks they've been accepted into supremacy. If you notice, when the current administration talks about they're talking about biblical values, and they're talking about Judeo-Christian civilization. They are talking about biblical rights, right? And for better or for worse, what the ADL sees is that Trump's daughter is Jewish. She's a convert. She converted to Judaism. His son-in-law is obviously Jewish, and his grandkids are Jewish, and therefore he is not going to harm the Jewish community. I think it's false perception. I think it's a false sense of safety. And I think that equating Zionism with Judaism is part of the reason why why the ADL did what they did. Does that make sense?
Why are Jewish people not wilding with what?
Oh, I will tell you why, and I'll do it in less than 60 seconds, because I really have to go and I don't have time for this. We're exhausted. We are literally exhausted. For the past year and a half, everyone's just been badgering us over what's been happening in Israel. I had to absolutely block and curate my content because it was unbearable. We have actual problems. Like, I live in Israel. We have actual problems. We have Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthi and Iran. Like, we have actual problems. Elon Musk saluting whatever he thinks is right for him is the least of our problems. Trust me on that. The answer is Jewish people have fucking other problems. Elon Musk is not one of them.
Why are Jewish people not wilding?
Because they're not the main targets anymore, and they know this. And I'd even go as far as to say as that they're seen as allies to these people due to the whole Israel-Palestine conflict. And we need to take into account that the term history repeats itself isn't meant literally. It means that they use the same strategies, they'll use the same goal, and usually the same result comes out of it. But you need to take into account that this is a different country. These are different people. They're from different backgrounds, which means they have a whole new threat and whole new target. The reason that Hitler went so hard against Jewish people at the time is because he saw them as a threat. That's what it was. He was intimidated by them, because the only way you can have that much hatred for somebody is if you feel intimidated by them in some way. Now, the new intimidation, the new threat are immigrants, black people, Muslims, Mexicans. These are what they created as the new threat, and these are the people that are the main targets. That's why they feel targeted and Jewish people do not. But at the end of the day, evil is still evil no matter who they target. And we need to recognize that it may be the same teams, it may be the same game, but it's a completely different playing field. They will have a different way of doing what they want to achieve. And what they want to achieve is that everybody on the planet who is prospering looks like them, shares the same beliefs as them. This is what their goal is. And anybody who doesn't needs to stay at the bottom, because this has become such a class issue at the same time, where at the time it was literally just Hitler and his pure hatred for what he saw as the Jewish race. Now it is the upper class and their pure hatred for the lower race, for the lower class. But they understand that they need the lower class. But they want them to just stay at the lower class, because they understand that if the lower class goes, the higher they get, at the same time, the lower their value or their worth is in the upper class. And to the people that are also trying to say, well, the Nazi movement, they were anti-capitalist. If they were truly anti-capitalist, why were they partnering up with Puma and Opel and car companies to fund them? People don't understand the Nazi movement enough to be discussing such topics. They started off with these things to drag in the lower class of people and the poverty line, just to do the switch up on them at the end, be like, okay, I know we just said that, but now we're gonna take it because it benefits us, which is exactly what they're doing at this moment. The exact same thing.
Why are Jewish people not wilding? With what?
Because we're fucking tired. Because we're fucking tired. We're 0.2% of the population, and when we tell you guys what's anti-Semitic and what isn't, you don't listen to us. And we're not surprised. That's why. We're not surprised, and we're tired of being spoken over. And this question alone has generated so much anti-Semitic comments in your section, and everyone's just agreeing with it. It's their way of letting the anti-Semitism creep in. Everyone feels so emboldened to make the anti-Semitic comments in your comment section. Even the Jews, the misguided Jews that supported Trump because they thought that him and his administration was for the Jewish people of Israel. Yeah, he's never been about the Jewish people. So yeah, we're fucking tired. Tired!
Why are Jewish people not wilding? With what Elon Musk did.
Oh, I smell some bullshit. You think we can't tell a blatant attempt to divide our communities when we see one? You think we're dumb. You think other black people and Jews are all dumb and can't recognize a blatant attempt to drive our communities apart in a time of crisis. So I'm not gonna talk about how Jews are only 2% of the United States population, and therefore, statistically, you're gonna see less Jews talking about anything. I'm not gonna talk about how we are freaking out. I'm Jewish. Most of the people in my circles are Jewish, and they're freaking the fuck out. I'm not gonna go into any of that, because this is not a point worth engaging with. If you see someone like this, block them on sight and keep it pushing.
Why are Jewish people not wilding? With what?
By whatever on earth do you mean Jews aren't wildin' about this? You didn't see us. Did you care the last 474 days when people in the melanated camp and left-wingers, anti-fascists, all threw up the same salute? We don't care how you feel about it. You didn't care about our safety or our comfort for the last 474 days. Do not drag us into your shit when you say, but what about the Jews? But what about the Jews? You are already asking the Jewish question. We don't want to participate in this nonsense. Fuck Elon. But you guys too.
Now, we've seen comments from varied backgrounds, but one question that I want to ask, as a person who is viewing this issue from a neutral standpoint, is it that the media is reading too much out of it, or Elon is just somebody who is anti-Semitic? I'm really lost of words, because if I looked at a file, there are videos that I also saw being shared on X where there are other Democrats who had shown such kind of salutes and they were not taken out of context like the one that Elon Musk has really been subjected to. We saw Tim Walz, the former running mate to Kamala Harris. He also at some point did the same salute. Now, as somebody who is viewing this from a neutral perspective, what's your opinion on the take and the backlash that Elon Musk has received over the salute that he gave during the inauguration party for Donald Trump? For me, I think the media and the left are just reading too much out of nothing. Elon is a happy person. You remember the time when Donald Trump went back to Pennsylvania and the rally was so hot and people were happy. He was jumping up and down and making some noise. So people looked at this and said that Elon Musk is kind of carrying out himself like a child. And a lot of people talked about it. Now, this salute again is being read out of context. You look at what Elon has done to the Israeli people, to the Jewish people. He is one of the greatest Jewish supporters. And I think he himself has said that his name is Jewish, and he also has a lot of friends who are Jewish. So there is no way he, as a person, can really try to show things that are going to hurt his friends or his people that he works with. So I think this is just the left reading quite too much out of something that is not necessary. We even saw Benjamin Netanyahu coming out to support Elon Musk. So it is something that I think we need not to really read much out of it. But Elon Musk faced significant backlash after making a gesture during Donald Trump's inauguration party that many interpreted as an anti-Semitic salute. On January 20th, 2025, at Capitol One Arena in Washington, D.C., Musk, while thanking the crowd for electing Trump, made a hand gesture where he placed his right hand on his chest and then extended it outwards with his palm facing down, repeating the action. This gesture was immediately linked by observers to the Nazi salute, causing widespread controversy due to its historical association with Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime. Critics include various political figures and media outlets condemning Musk for what they perceived as an endorsement of fascist symbolism, especially given his past association with far-right ideologies and controversial statements on social media. Some argued that the gesture, intentioned or not, normalized hate speech and extremist behavior. The Anti-Defamatory League described it as an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, rather than a deliberate Nazi salute, urging caution and grace in interpretation. However, this did not quell the outrage, particularly from those who viewed the acts as a reflective of Musk's political leanings and his influence over public discourse through platforms like X. The incident sparked debate on social media and in political circles about the implication of such gestures by influential figures. So that's just a summary of the entire backlash that came out over the salute that Elon Musk gave. For me, I would not really speak much out of this, because what I would say would really raise a lot of eyebrows. People would think that I'm supporting Elon for this gesture, but sometimes I think we are so sensitive to activities. For example, you'll find that somebody is so sensitive such that they are not able to even listen to you because you are somebody who has always supported a person they do not want to support. Take the case of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Many people, especially the left and the mainstream media, did not really think Donald Trump will have a chance of going to White House. And he did. And they were so shocked when this happened. Nobody was happy. But for me, I think this is something that should not have warranted a lot of criticism as it is. We've seen Jewish people have commented about it, but let's hope we are going now to move forward out of this to really have a better understanding of what's going on and how things are moving. Tell me down in the comment section what you think about this. And if you're watching us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and also share. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Goodbye.